Oh, then I'll leave.
Oh wait, my camera's not on. Hey, good evening, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Ben.
Hey.
So I wanna introduce a very newest addition to the team, guys. Meet Benji. He's gonna be the lead game dev. The one with the afro has gone.
New improved, Benji.
I was upgraded.
How are you doing, dude?
Good, and you?
Good.
You do look like a completely new person. I've got to get used to it now.
Yeah, me too. It feels weird for myself too. So yeah.
So what was the reason? We thought you would say that no, until the game doesn't launch, you wouldn't shave. I thought
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for the disappointment. So like, doesn't mean we will launch the game right now, but like, yeah, I had to go see my parents-in-law, so
Okay.
I didn't really want them to think I'm like some kind of overweight raccoon. So I had a haircut before going. So yeah.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. So
I just have to laugh too at Nick trying to give the illusion of furniture in his place. So that's fun.
So I got a lot of comments later, DMs later down the line. Like people were thinking either am I minimalistic or am I stingy? And I was like, okay, man, I'm just gonna avoid that topic moving forward now. And I didn't make the bet today, so I didn't want to show that.
I was going to say, otherwise, you've done a lot of shopping over the weekend.
Yeah, that piano plays really well. I'll let you try it someday. So shall we get started?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was just going to let everyone know that we don't have the entire team here today. There is a holiday. So instead of the Bezoge bunch, I guess we're the Bezoge bundle today, smaller bundle. But we'll keep it a little bit shorter today because of holiday.
Yeah, it's not only a holiday in China today; it's also a holiday in Dubai as well, because it's
I
holiday
think
in
it's
China. Eid holidays. It's almost across all the world, right? Today.
bank holiday in
Uh,
the UK. Eid Mubarak to everyone. Happy
yeah, Eid
Haram.
Mubarak as well. Okay, we'll keep this AMA short. We'll update the community on what we've been up to. There's some decent stuff that we want to also show, which a lot of community keeps saying leaks. Those who were looking for leaks might be happy today. And let's get started. So,
Oh, Ben.
Benji, I'll let you lead the floor today.
Okay, sure. So I'll start with a bit with the development update. So like your last test, last Friday went well. Some of who've tested, there was like the new camps that were in the game. So it was just a way to test it a bit. Since we'll add them to the new map, we'll change them a bit because like there were some stairs that were kind of frustrating for the players. So that will be improved. And the new map is also like doing great. Like there's a lot of development in preparation for that. We'll add it to the testing very soon. We're not sure exactly what's the date. Might be couple of weeks or something like that. But yeah, it's close to be ready. There's just quite a lot of polish to do for it. But for the neutral land, it will look really different, but much better. I think in every way. The grass looks better. Everything feels I think feels a lot nicer in it. So yeah.
So, Benji, if I for the neutral zone, maybe I could share something, and maybe you could give us an idea about what has changed since the past
Sure.
version, new version, right? So let's
Yeah.
get started with the map.
Yeah. So
What
yeah. So that's the top view of the map. I mean, even since this version, there's been some improvements to it, but like basically what it changes is that like each place on the map is completely unique. In the previous map, there was some repetition across the map, which is normal in the video game, but like it's still uh, with this we'll have something where every place has its own personality. So if you're close to the like on the Frisergian gates, then you will have some more Frisergian stuff. There will be a lot of uh, lots of very cool things. Like it will be more like a large group of islands linked together. So there will be, I think, for the game, for the level design perspective, it will look it will be a lot more interesting because since there will be different ways, will lead to different places. We could have um, like unlike in the current map where you can go from basically from anywhere, from any point to any point relatively easily. In this case, you can only, it's relatively hard to go from one place to another if you have like groups of enemies in the way, and it will make exploration much more interesting. And
I
also
really like the whole concept from just being a land and a world to being island, which takes you to different portals across.
yeah, I think it makes more sense, and it's I think it will be cooler. I think in most games you kind of have like worlds that tend to be islands, and it makes a lot of sense actually. I mean, it feels, I think it will feel a lot quite a bit nicer to connect different places, and you would be like, we'll see how we can do that, but you will be able to see them from the map in some ways. And yeah, I think it will look very interesting. And Also from the level design, from the level design, it's cool because we can make like different areas, like with like a boss in some place and things like that. So I think it will be very cool.
You mentioned the training center for the bosses, right? There was a little upgrade for the bosses to go and get some AI training and.
Oh, they will be like, yeah. I mean, for this, I mean, what they will be. I mean, we'll have like bosses that will be much more interesting. So that's something we like. They can be a lot smarter than what they are now. I mean, we've changed a bit the structure internally. Like right now, it doesn't have basically no major impact. But later on, there will be. It can help us like add much more functionalities, like different bosses. Like, for instance, a boss that will have different behavior when you start fighting him, as when he's like low HP, all this kind of stuff. So that should be a lot cooler. They're like there are already groups of enemies, but that's a functionality that we'll use a lot more in the future. Right now, it's just mostly for testing as a functionality, and there will be cool stuff to come for this. Yeah, and besides like the new map, like what we're working on a lot right now is the animations. So we are changing the way the animations will be done in the game. So it will be better synchronized over the networks. There will be some kind of lag compensation for animations, which is something relatively unusual for games, but I think it will make the experience a lot better. It will also allow us to have like inverse kinematic for the feet of the player. It's kind of polished, but since we can do it, I think it's worth doing it, which basically means that the feet of the players should fit better to the ground. We'll see what we can do for that, but it should be doable. Okay.
So,
yeah.
When would the alpha testers be able to test out the new grounds?
The new map, I think we'll have it internally for testing in about 1 week. So
Okay.
for like to have it integrated into the main project, and then we'll see. Then we'll see if it's working well. If there is no major issue, then we can test it in 2 weeks. If there is anything going on, maybe it will be in 3 weeks. And
That's great.
so that's what we hope, but then we'll see. If anything goes wrong, it might take longer. But like,
I see. I
nothing
see.
serious.
That's great. I really want to test it out. I've been asking you for a build on that for a while now.
Me too.
Benji, maybe an updated stream build, and then I can share it with the streamers as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll make that. It will be with the current map, but like that, I think it will already be good. And also,
go ahead.
Yeah, just one thing for the builds. Like if on the top left of the screen, if you want to, like, there is the like a debug info. We keep it like as the defaults in the game to have it shown, because we kind of want to be able to like quickly see from the game, from images from the game, what's the location, what's the performances, etc. But like, if you want to disable it, you can press on F9. And so if you're a streamer, that might interest you.
And just to confirm, the debugging tool is the little transparent window in the top left corner, which often
with the coordinates
information, and it carries a few coordinate information about your general session. So
exactly.
Yeah, cool.
So
any other tips? Any other tips and tricks for little keyboard hacks?
Soon there will be one. Soon we'll add like, at least for the streamer build, something that where you can hide completely the UI
Nice.
in the game. So if you want to take nice screenshots, you'll be able to do so like that. And I think we'll make it possible for a good player. Because I think it's quite cool feature, especially during an alpha or beta.
We can
Kind of
share a
agree
sneak
with.
peek
Sorry,
of
go on.
what the alpha testers can expect in the coming week when they check out the new neutral zone, because the whole neutral zone was like, if I'm not wrong, it's been revamped completely in and out. It's been very few elements from the previous one remain, the good ones like the city and village and so on, but everything else has been completely revamped. So it's like entering a completely new world, because we realized,
It's
right, worlds became really interesting, but when it came down to the neutral zone, now that looked boring because that was the first one we created. So
yeah. That's it. I think we'll basically take kind of probably everything will be taken from this map. Like like the previous map, kind of lots of things that were working well will be used again, like some buildings and stuff, but there won't be as much repetition as there is now. So the buildings that you see maybe 10 times now, then there will be maybe once or twice, but there will be more stuff, and so it will be more interesting.
Benji, would the remodeling continue into Bezoge and Bearish and the other worlds as well?
Yes. Yeah. That's the next step. That's like I think once we've tested, especially the central land, then we'll just move to Bezogia and see what we can improve, change a few things, probably keep a few things that already work. And so I think, I don't know, we'll see with Sam what inspires him, but like I think that there's a lot to do for Bezogia too, and a lot to keep as well. So we'll go through these maps. I think for Bearish, it's probably already good in most ways. So it probably won't require that many changes. But like, yeah, for sure, Bezogia, Bezogia probably will have some changes.
so let's just show a small sneak peek of what they can expect in the coming weeks in neutral zone, right?
Yeah.
De scène, des concerts à perdre haleine, des premières notes jusqu'à très tard, des informés sur nos guitares. Toi mon ami,
I like the birds passing by.
file la route sur nos chansons, file le temps, on en rigole, on a grandi et c'est pas de bol, trop petit pour...
This doesn't feel like an AMA, really.
No. Yeah, probably should have. Yeah, okay, yeah. That.
Oh, okay. Shahid, would you like to get started with the marketing?
Yeah, of course. Marketing side. So we're in phase 2 of our trailer campaign. Phase 2 looks like a lot of remarketing and really specific engagement based on where our audiences kind of left off with the trailer in the first place. We mentioned last week there's quite a lot happening in terms of PR, so you would have seen quite a few activations last week. In addition, we've got a few additional placements happening this week. So trailer continues. We'll continue to refine further. We've pulled back a little bit on YouTube. We can see now in terms of looking at the data exactly how our audience are engaging. So we kind of want to maximize that into conversions next. In addition, email marketing is another area we're working on. We've seen a huge inflow in terms of emails into our alpha sign-up process. And one of the things we want to do is remove some of the friction. So what we're noticing is a lot of people are filling in the fields and coming through the flow. But what's happening is a lot of people are typing in maybe incorrect address information for their Ethereum address, for example. So one of the things we'd like to do is trying to get them into a funnel, and then really help them onboard into the game, make it a lot easier for everyone coming in terms of non-crypto audiences. We've also put out video content this week or last week in terms of safety content. And this was safety content that Carrie got produced in terms of just keeping safe on Telegram, WhatsApp and Discord. In addition on marketing, what else have we been working on? We've been also doing onboarding on the recruitment side of things. So we've got a new front-end developer for React working on expansion for us in terms of internationalization. So on the internationalization side of things, we've got a lot of the front end complete. There's still a bit of back end configuration to do. But one of the markets we'd like to launch first would be Spanish language. And then thereafter, we'll continue with probably Turkish. And then very shortly after into Philippines. And a lot of it will be based on translation speed in terms of what we can get in-house and within our network. So Spanish is definitely a language we want to expand into next. It's a huge community, huge audience. We've had a lot of internal communications in terms of how can we grow the community in quite an efficient manner. So not only in terms of onboarding from an alpha perspective, but in terms of also token growth and wallet holders. So we want to look at expansion in terms of in every area. So to help with that expansion, obviously one area is recruitment on the front end side of things with the website, international languages, and then thereafter it will be e-commerce, which will proceed with next as the priority. Also on recruitment, we've been onboarding someone to help on social media, having quite a few conversations over the weekend, just getting everything confirmed in terms of logins, onboarding process, plan of action. So again, helping us become faster, a little bit more efficient. And on the influencer side of things, we're still refining through some detail. As mentioned, it's going to be a lot more than a conventional collaboration. So there's some technical requirements we're ironing out. So still a lot of work happening. And again, I'll update in due course over the next few weeks. Yeah, that's probably it for marketing.
That's great. That's great, man. I noticed the trailer had a lot of views, 1.5 million now.
Yeah, a lot of actually, yeah, just to echo on that. So in terms of trailer, a lot of our views have come from in-stream advertising within YouTube. I'm also seeing, and I'd like to say thank you for all the sharing from the community. We can see referral traffic coming from all usual suspects, Telegram, Facebook, and all other avenues like we'd expect. But it's nice when we kind of work with the community and really see the community sharing a lot of the content. And kind of we've taken on a lot of feedback as well in terms of different expectations, if you will, from different community members. And we understand the audience that the trailer has attracted. So as mentioned, we're in that kind of second phase in terms of really refining that audience further and hopefully convert them into players and or wallet holders. And that's really the end goal. First phase was branding and awareness, and then the second wave will be converting those audience members. But overall, it's great to see the sharing from the community. And like I say, it shows in the metrics. So this was really, really nice.
That's great, Shahid. That's great. We look forward to getting these guys converted. I've noticed we received a lot of alpha registrations as well because of the trailer.
Yes. Yeah. And then that was actually one of the things. So there was quite an influx of emails coming through. And one of the things we noticed as part of the process was the wallet address that's required normally for Discord, so that we can verify you in terms of the login process when playing the game. Some of the time users are incorrectly filling in this field. So we kind of want to remove some of that barrier away. We'll follow that up with some tutorial tips in follow-up emails, just making the onboarding process a lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
some
good.
nice things going on behind the scenes. It never stops. I wish I could share more today, but it's been a lot of engineering work, if you will, behind the scenes last week.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey,
Now-
Zach.
Hey, is that Benji?
Yeah,
Is that
really.
Ben?
I hardly recognized him. He looks like my cousin.
Oh my God, Benji, you look great, man.
Thanks.
I think
Yeah,
the
glad if I could.
spotlight of this AMA.
Wow, dude. So that means beta's
my
coming
hair
next
is
week.
focused.
I figure it helped him code faster.
Unfortunately, we might have to rush a lot of things to. Yeah, like I couldn't really keep my promise. I had to see my parents-in-law, so
It feels
yeah.
almost like you lost a dare.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm on the move, so I just wanted to just know if this was actually working. But yeah, continue, guys, man. Eid Mubarak to all.
Oh, good Zach. Hair Mubarak.
But, okay. I'm actually also waiting for Ernesto to join. I've sent him the link, so I think he's coming on as well. But in the meantime, I think we can get started, Carrie, with the
I'm
community.
thinking, Nick, should we introduce the winner? Or
I was about to say, let's do the giveaway. Paulo's going to do it live this time. So we can go ahead and do that before I get to the questions.
yeah, I kind of find it hard not to smile.
69 people watching,
at
and there's
AMA.
only 40 likes. So let's at least get to 50.
Hit the like button, people.
You must go over here, or what somewhere over there. I don't know.
Yes. Smash the button right. Wait. Okay, here.
Yes, over here, right?
Okay.
I should do like an outro for that.
It's 42 likes. It's getting there. 47. $49.
Is Paolo frozen? He's good, right?
Ah, good there.
Okay, just making sure.
Paulo, you have the green light.
Yeah, great. So I'll just share my screen. There we go. So I just want to quickly remind you guys that for the next giveaway, we're already in our week number 7. So it will run tomorrow, May 3, 1 p.m. UTC to May 8, Sunday, 1 p.m. UTC. And it will be announced on May 9, Monday, 4 p.m. UTC. Okay, so are you guys ready to know the winner for this week's giveaway? So we use Twitter Picker. There are 414 valid entries, and the winner is Enhanced Sports 1. Congratulations, Enhanced Sports 1.
Enhanced Sports. Is that performance?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We'll message you after the AMA, so please wait the message from @Bezoge on Twitter.
Thank you, Paolo.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
How are we doing?
Oh, that's good. Before we get started with you, Carrie, I just got Daphne online. Daphne, can you hear us? You're on mute. No. Yes. Okay.
Yes, hello.
Hey.
Daphne.
So for those who don't know, Daphne is one of the teachers who's leading the Bezoge Academy. So for those who don't know, Daphne is one of the teachers who's leading the Bezoge Academy. Daphne, you have to put YouTube on mute because Daphne is You have to switch off the YouTube channel that's running next to you.
I just popped it on mute for now.
Yeah. So I'll just give an introduction in the meantime. So Daphne is in Philippines. She's leading one of the Bezoge academies with Ernesto. That was just Ernesto that popped in his screen before he went again. So Daphne is one of the teachers who's educating and empowering these kids and getting them understand. I think I'll let Daphne give an understanding of what she's up to.
Yes. So I'm one of the teachers for this program that we're doing, which is called the Bezoge Academy. And what we're doing here is we're trying to educate the youth on cryptocurrency, and also we're trying to get them into like playing Legends of Bezogia eventually. So as of now, we've done 4 sessions so far, and we're about to head into the next 4 sessions for this month. So and it's been a really fulfilling and a learning experience for me as well so far.
Thank you. That's great, Daphne. Okay, Carrie, the floor is yours. Any community updates?
All right, same as always. Safety, safety. It seems like there's a new threat every day, whether it's on Twitter, Discord, Telegram. So please be careful, guys. Don't click on any links. Just stay away from links. Close your DMs, and that'll save you a huge amount. Admins will never DM first. All right, into the questions. I'm gonna pull a few questions.
I've noticed you've started posting some videos on YouTube.
Yes, I'm working on that too, because sometimes it helps with the step-by-step instructions, and I've had some positive feedback from the one I did on for the Telegram already. People have said that they didn't, it was easier, and they're glad and thankful for it because it helps. And sometimes people don't know, if I hadn't have just started going through the settings, I wouldn't have known myself. So yeah, I'm going to continue that as things come up. I've already got another one for Discord that's in preparation to go out, and I'll keep doing them. Safety first. Safety helps us all. We don't want to see any of our community members get scammed in any way. So safety is important, and it'll continue too. Once the game comes out and we launch, there's going to be different aspects that we need to make known regarding safety, because new things will always come up. All right, I've pulled a couple of questions from the comments here. I know it's been briefly talked about before, the one I posted in the screen there. Are there any plans to upgrade the look of the Bezoge or mobs?
Yeah, actually, I mean, we are upgrading a bit the look of the Bezoge for some aspects of it, like especially the animation part of it, but like the model we're using will be slightly different from the one we have now. We're also testing a few things to make them look a bit better. So it might be like on the shader and stuff. So far, we're not sure for how we'll proceed, and like there's nothing completely sure. But that's something we're always considering, if there is a way to make things look a little bit better, more engaging,
So the
etc.
Bezoges are getting polished. Like they're already polished. He's getting an upgrade, right?
Yeah. It's getting a little upgrade. Yeah, it won't be very obvious, but like it will just be better.
It's like he's going to the gym, doing a workout.
Yeah. Exactly. He's doing a little workout. It's like getting like a little like a surgery to get like a
good man.
So yeah, I think I think it will be already a pretty good upgrade. and we're always like trying a few things. We've done some tests. Some look just creepy, but some look interesting. So we'll keep do some research for that. If we can do some improvements, but like it should already be a lot better.
All
And
right.
same for the enemies.
Can't wait for that makeover.
Also, with sorry. Also with closes, they will look they will look better. Like we're kind of testing adding closes to the closes and like mostly like armor, etc. to the Bezoges, and it make them look cooler than they do now.
Clothes.
Yeah, clothes.
Or garments. Yeah. Garments, right?
Clothing.
Garments.
Yes. All right. Well, that's exciting. All right. So regarding, there's a couple things that a lot of people have questions about. At the beginning of April, Zach had mentioned 3 of the top 10 centralized exchanges that we're looking at listing on. Can you guys give an update or say anything in regards to that and why we haven't seen them yet?
Mr. Doglord.
Yeah. So for regarding the centralized exchanges, we, as Zach mentioned earlier, we have gone through the phases that are required. But if people are asking when exchange, we can't really give an answer on that because we don't know ourselves. It's not that even if we knew, we can't, because eventually we've always mentioned exchanges announce first. A project never announces being listed on an exchange. There's NDAs in place, there's contracts in place. So yes, our goal always as a project, as a company, is to make sure that we get Bezoge available to as many buyers as possible across multiple centralized exchanges. And this is not a short-term goal. This is a long-term goal. If you talk about, yes, we have smaller exchanges that we are looking on a short-term time span. We're looking at big exchanges on a longer time span. So this is something that we are continuously working on nonstop, and will continue to do so until we reach Coinbase, which I can't give you a time exactly when. I hope that clarifies the question.
Yes, that's fine. I know we'll get there. I have no doubt about it. Things take time. All right, staking. Is there anything regarding the contract that you guys can update us on? Has the audit been completed?
That's usually Steve's forte, but staking. The last time I checked with the developers, they have coded it out completely, and it's going through testing. I personally have already spoken to auditing companies and received the quotes as well, and the ones which we need to go for. We will begin the audit process once we are 100% sure that our internal blockchain developers have confirmed there's nothing wrong with the code. In terms of when, again, we don't want to give a timeline. So to clarify, to add something or put something out there, let me think of it. I want to put it in a way which does not offend anyone. So when we developers, our team, are coming on AMA week on week, there's a few reasons why we come online, right? The first thing is to let every new Bezogian know that, okay, educate them about the project, get them introduced to the team, make them understand what we are trying to develop here. Secondly, obviously, come meet the community, say hi, listen to funny comments, read funny comments. And third is to maintain full transparency on what we are trying to do as a project, as a company. But we don't really want to give out an ETAs or give out an indication of the timeline when we are trying to deliver something, because we've experienced in the past that when we are being forced to achieve something on a timeline, we end up delivering a mediocre product. Not even, and with us as a company, as a project, we want to make sure we always give out the best that adds value and shows that we're trying to break boundaries. So I just want to let the community know that when it comes to deadlines and questions of when it comes to internal. We don't want to do it for reasons like speculative behavior being encouraged, which also discourages newcomers that come into the project and invest into the community. Um, as a project, to be very clear, yes, one of our priorities is to deliver everything on time and make the community happy and stick to our deadlines. We have internal and external deadlines that we have to meet. External that we give out to the community, internal that we give out to the team, and we have even though we want to make sure we deliver on time, our goal is quite simple. We care about the community, but we have a bigger goal than that. And as a company, it's very simple. It's be the first 3D MMORPG game that delivers and be the first to market, because we know that there's nothing out there that comes close to us or anything that will come close to us even this year. So as a company, that's our goal. So we are inclined on delivering everything as soon as possible and make sure we get everything delivered in time and in quality. So I'd really appreciate if the community at times could reduce on the when, what do you call it, staking or when land,
I'd
stuff like
I'd
that.
I'd
When moon is
probably
okay.
echo that. No, I'd say, Nick, I think, look, if we retrospect as a team in terms of what we've delivered in the last 3 or 4 months, there's been
Yeah.
huge phenomenal development, whether it's development on the game side of things, development with recruitment and team expansion. We've had 2 versions of website. So we've done huge amounts of development in extremely short periods of time. We've also learned as a team. We've worked extremely lean. We're not working with a 60, 70 man team where at least on as when we started early on, we were quite a small team. So we've grown phenomenally on the development side of things. This helps us really bring the game to market, get the game delivered according to our internal timeline, external timeline Q2, Q3, and then on the marketing side of things, we're ramping up within the teams. And in a normal business environment, startup phase environment, growth company environment, yeah, we're working extremely efficiently, extremely fast. I think deliverables for us, week on week, we're able to show things when we're ready to the community and to the world. But sometimes things take a little bit longer. Sometimes we have to take into account new technical requirements and what have you. And these things can have different implications for us all. The thing is that when working with smart contracts and in the crypto space, everyone's learning. And I think a lot of people have experienced lots of mistakes. And where possible, we're looking at the landscape, we're understanding what's going on in the landscape, where mistakes occur, and where we can be just much more efficient. I think we've already demonstrated efficiency on the game development side of things. We echo that on the contract side of things. We also echo that in the production side of things in terms of the material coming out from Bezoge. So yeah, sometimes if things take a little bit longer, it just means that when we do deliver it, it's going to be even more polished and market ready. And I think we'll always retrospect on our deliverables. And when we launch something, we'll learn how did that go, what can we do better, and take that forward into the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
basically,
the
my
staking
son.
side, the goal is to launch staking at around the time we drop beta.
Thank you. I was just going to add, so like my son's teacher used to always say, you get what you get, so don't throw a fit. But anyway, I wanted to add real quick, Zach was having some connection issues, but he just wanted to say and mention that the community has given great feedback so far on the updates we have of Neutral Zone. And yes, and I'll be leaking some more images this week. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so another big topic is
Actually, one hot off the press.
what? Hot off the press? You have something for us hot off the press?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty hot off the press.
Okay.
All of our public Bezogis and Petzogis will be remodeled. So we may have mentioned this a little bit before, but they're getting a nice polished upgrade as well. So you'll have even more reasons to want to share your NFTs and your Bezogi and pets. So it's something to look forward to.
Awesome. Okay. I just love the way they look now, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like when they're upgraded. But okay, so a big one that is on a lot of people's minds and talk about everywhere is what's going on with Axie and their unfortunate circumstances. Can you maybe touch a little bit on our tokenomics and reassure the community as to why those things aren't going to happen with us?
So Steve could answer that question really well if she was here. Because me and Steve have gone back and forth discussing about a lot of scenarios over time to understand exactly where Axie failed and what was the issue. Axie was one of the biggest case studies we did, along with other projects. So when we are trying to develop something, we take a lot of time to understand exactly what could go wrong. To give you an idea, when it came to the magical blocks, that would be the in-game currency, we have gone up to 1 million users, tested multiple different scenarios of incoming, outgoing of blocks, etc., to see what kind of price fluctuations would happen, what would happen in case of a red block going up ridiculously high. How do you tackle that situation? How do you develop algorithms to tackle that situation? We have the best way to avoid an Axie situation is to add as much utility as possible to your native tokens. One of the reasons why I Axie probably failed is AXS is just a governance token. I'm not saying it's failed, but maybe the reason why its price reflects the way it does now is because of its nature. It's not really benefiting someone for holding it that well. Yes, it has staking and so on, but staking as well is just providing you with a fixed amount of APY. Whereas when it comes to Bezos token and when that gets staked, because the game was built by the community, and the reason why the game already exists and Bezos where it is because of the community. When we started putting out the staking contract, we decided to actually let community be a part of the game itself. Let them benefit from the game that is being developed. So with staking, you're going to be earning a profit of the game. A very simple scenario where, let's say, people start summoning and minting new Bezogis. In that case, you have blocks that are going to be used and Bezos token that's going to be used to summon new Bezogis. A percentage of those is going to go back to staking. So besides having a fixed APY on the staking, you're also going to have a variable APY, which is going to depend on the player count in the game. So as you reach to 1 million players, which is the goal in the first 6 months after launch, you could see this APY percentage just going upwards and reflecting on the price. So this is another reason why it didn't. And as when we started developing, we just don't want to develop Bezoge as an ecosystem for Legends of Bezogia. Bezoge has also the different use cases where the launchpad would come in once we're done with the game, maybe before we're done with the game, and we'll see as we develop what other utilities we could add and grow this ecosystem where Bezoge gets used as much as possible and leads to more burn. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that. So Zach wanted to add a few comments. He said the white paper is coming soon for magical blocks. That's exciting. And he said a detailed explanation and proprietary mechanism will be revealed. So we will look forward to that. Now, I want to go back up in the comments. Steve had said something about some cool effects with glowing eyes. And Mike James reminded me of something we were all curious about in the background image of the Bezoge, like the mint Zoji on one of the newer images. His eyes are green. Is there any relevance or significance with that? And why his eyes are like a glowing green? It was in the trailer. Is that just for theatrics?
When he throws up the block and
Yeah, I
he
never
goes,
noticed that. I'll have to go back and see the trailer to be able to tell you exactly why it is, but I don't think there's a specific reason for it.
Okay, we just
Maybe
didn't
there
know
is
if it was
speculation
for
about it.
theatrics.
maybe he's special and the world is yet to find out. I don't know. Who knows?
Benji, maybe you can answer that.
I'm not sure. I'd have to watch the trailer again to see
Yeah, I
anything
know
new.
what you mean. When he throws
It's
up
the
the drink.
gold mint Zoji where he's minting the green candle.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it and wondering, okay, because it's the same color as the green candle sword. His eyes are glowing green. You know, is it for theatrics or something special?
I think
Now,
maybe
Zach has his own comment response to that. Red eyes is high as hell, and green is sober and pissed off. In your typical Zach response.
He's hanging around in the
Still
comments, talking about something in a bit.
Steve, give us the law version, please.
While we wait for Steve to drop, Benji could probably answer the next question.
Okay. Listen, Bezoge is gonna have some fur effects for GFX got it like more. Yeah, actually, fur effects is something we've tested. We might think we will have to test a bit because they can be either very expensive in terms of performance for the fur effects, but we might have some relatively cheaper ones, like ones that are more optimized way to do that could be run on other machines. And yeah, like I think we'd have to test mostly on the result, like the graphical result on the Bezoges, if they look better with fur. We've already did some tests. It was not necessarily super conclusive so far, but I think we'll keep testing a bit more. Maybe in some ways they could look really good with some fur, but yeah, we'd have to do some tests. For hair, could be, yeah. But what we overall in the game, what we try as much as possible is to keep everything the same on all devices, but with very different levels of quality. So we try to, yeah, so it simplifies the development and improves the quality of it.
Okay. And quite a few people are asking about our influencer and the Bezoge cousins. Any idea on when we can expect those?
We'll update in the coming weeks as things progress. Apologies, my video's gone a little kaput. But yeah, we will update in the coming weeks as things progress. As mentioned, that there's quite a lot of integration and things that yeah, it's a lot more than a conventional partnership. So yeah, if it takes a little bit longer, a week or two, please know that it's worth the wait. And as with anything, a little bit similar to the exchanges, our influencer will probably announce first, and then we'll echo and yeah, share that with the world. But something I'm looking extremely forward to, no different to the trailer. But as with anything, we learn from our previous activations. we polish, and we make our future activations even better. So next week or two, couple of weeks, watch this space. Come into the AMA if you want to hear it first. Maybe we leak it on Twitter. Who knows? You need to stay up to date. Subscribe to our socials. I'm pointing like you can see me pointing, but yeah, my camera's not working.
I just see that afro, but yes, everyone subscribe to all the channels, turn those notifications on, and like them. All right, so final question for me, and then maybe we can wrap up and save the rest for next week. And all right, final question for me is land. I know we talked about land a few weeks ago, and you guys had said that you were mapping out the plots. So how closer are we to at least knowing maybe plot sizes? I know it'll likely come with beta or whenever, but I'm just anxious to know how much money I need set aside to buy land. And I'm curious about the sizes of the plots, if we have an idea of what we can expect the size to be.
So the land is still being worked on. The plot sizes has not been completely defined yet. We have tiles of 1, 2, and 4. We're still working out the mechanics. When land would take a little bit time, because if we wanted to just drop a trailer, put coordinates, and make some renders and drop land earlier, we could have done that almost 6 months ago. We want to make sure that when we are dropping something, we drop it with the right mechanics, with the right values. So there's a constant back and forth going on how we could probably add more value to the owners. Let's call them the landlords. How we could add one of the scenarios that we are looking at is possibly giving distribution in blocks from enemies that die on land. We are looking at SDK packages where people could build on lands. So we are learning from what's been happening around the market as well. What's the right way to deliver a land? Recently, there was a drop, and it's to no surprise that I have people whom I know paid 3 Ether in gas just to mint. No matter what you're buying, an NFT should not cost you 3 Ether to mint. So how the land sale needs to be concluded in the most optimized way. We're looking at other options such as ERC 721A, new contracts, allow list, the different ways we could optimize to make sure the launch goes successful without having users to pay a lot of gas fees. So the land is being progress, but it's going to take time. Like it's probably going to be at least a month or 2 away. If I'm not wrong. It would be after beta. It would probably be before the main launch. That's the timeline internally we're looking at. As we progress on land and as we start developing the UI which we can share, we will share it with the community.
Perfect. Well, that's all the harassment from me today. Any closing thoughts or anything you want to leave us with for the week until next week?
I think happy Eid, happy Eid Mubarak to everyone. Happy Hiram to all my Turkish brothers and sisters. Enjoy your Monday. Work continues as usual for us. We see you next week and look out for the updates. And I'm so sorry my video broke. Like I had an audio issue last week. Now it's a video issue. So we'll.
That's okay. We like the afro.
Yeah, we needed someone with the afro. Yeah, someone with the afro needs to be there all the time, so it makes sense. Yeah, I'm never buying recommendations from you, Shahid. Everything you recommend is breaks in pieces. Okay, thank you. I just ended with a thank you all for joining, and we wish to see you back again next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Ciao. Ciao. Thanks, guys.
Bye.